So I look fabulous, as always.
No,
I know why you're sad about it.
Why?
Because SAS no more.
No, that's real sad. I got my last payment of SAS this Friday. That maybe if I think about that too much, I might cry.
My manager was in Glasgow, so we had to have it like online, but everybody else was in the office, and we all sat next to each other on individual desks.
This is a strawberry daiquiri that a woman gave me on the train.
Oh, hello, friends, and welcome to the third episode of the Sad Girls Club podcast. Woo!
Yippee.
Sorry, what did you say?
Yippee.
I thought you went pee pee. I was like, interesting.
I need a...
Right, on to it. Have you been chucked? The patriarchy getting you down? Cry behind your pal Amy's garage and ruin the New Year's party again? Well, you're in perfect company. Welcome to the Sad Girls Club. As always, I'm Hannah Morton and I will be the club's host for the next hour or so. I'm joined by Amy Clark.
Hello.
Hannah Sutherland.
Hello.
And Emma McDougall.
All right.
For some reason I blanked on all of your names. I don't know why I did that.
It's not like we've been friends for years now, Hannah.
But I think I went, you can't get this wrong. Okay, so this is a place where girls can be sad about the big things or the small things or the stupid things, because the world is a very scary place at the moment, and it's okay to feel sad about those things, but it's also okay to be sad about the wee things. And in that vein, let's kick off today's podcast.
Can I make a quick comment? You know what you really look like? And the biggest compliment, you look like the MC from Cabaret with your hair and stuff today. And the party hat and
should I have like no eyebrows? Honestly, that's
so good.
The biggest compliment.
Yeah, right.
And I also think the party hat's done this like randomly chic thing.
Yes.
Like it,
you know when
it's like when you put glasses in your-
flappers. They're where the hair sits. It'll be
like
called something, but I don't know.
What?
Doesn't matter.
What were you going to say?
No, I'm not going to say it. Like,
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
No, but I feel like if I tried to do this at home,
It wouldn't work.
It's like a happy accident.
Yeah.
So I'm glad this has been recorded.
But, yeah.
And there is
And there is not only soundproof, but also video-proof.
soundproof.
It's
I know, but soundproof sounded funny.
We know.
I don't know. Anyway, so
Why you said this week, Emma? Hannah laughed at me saying
so I look fabulous, as always. But before we jump into the theme this week, of course, we have to ask the question, why is sad this week? What's you don't want me to start with you. Look at your eyes. You're like, no, not me. Emma, why are you sad this week? Don't go too deep.
I'm not going to know. No, I've actually I cried this week. Mm-hmm. But they were happy tears.
Oh, that's good.
My friend Alana has just had a new baby girl called Ava. So,
Emma, can I also ask you, how fertile are all your friends?
Oh my God, there's so many.
They are just popping them out. It's like one goes, the other one goes.
yeah. So I can officially say, as of right now, in this moment in time, none of my friends are pregnant.
I don't believe you.
Okay, none of them
I
are
feel
pregnant.
like at this moment, someone's just conceived. like someone's went, no.
I have been. I do have an official title amongst my friends now, though. Like, I am turbo auntie.
Turbo auntie.
Turbo auntie.
What does that mean?
Like, I'm just great around the kids.
Oh yeah.
It's like, no matter how tired I am, like,
just
I am
fucking
switched
fantastic.
on. Like, if the mommies are all tired and shattered, it's like, Auntie Emma's over, I'm going for a nap.
That's good
cute.
I'll note that
And that's
down.
the good thing about being an auntie, because you can hand them back.
Me and my pal Emily, like both of us. So I think she's got two, like a niece and a nephew, and then her sister-in-law's just had another baby, and then my sister's just had another baby, and both of us went like, oh, is this our chance to be like proper aunties, like good aunties this time? Because we were both like too young when my sister had Stella, that was 10 years ago. So I was, don't get me wrong, I was probably like, wait, math.
You were of age to be a good auntie.
Yeah, I was 20.
You were earning money.
But when I was 20, I may as well have been like 14. Like, I was still fucking about. I was just, every weekend was like somebody's living room that I was sitting in, like somebody's mum's living room, being like, can we sit in here? Is that okay? Like, can my friends come round? It's like, so.
Am I okay to stay over tonight?
So then, like, I was always like hungover when like she was taking Stella to the park and stuff like that. And
You're
then,
like, I'm not coming.
So I feel like this time round with baby Finn,
You can still be the fun drunk, can't you?
yeah, no, I'm not stopping
That's
that. I just have slightly more money to spend on, and I mean slightly more. Hannah, what you sad about this week?
I was quite sad, so it was announced this morning. Dr. Michael Mosley, who went missing on Simmy, his body's been found.
Oh, no.
Do they know
Really
what
sad.
happened though?
So basically, I'm also, don't quote me on
I've
this.
not even heard this.
So
Speculation.
it was my dad that was talking about it. So my dad listened to his podcast quite a lot, and he was saying, "Oh God, I really hope that there will be like a decent outcome." But it seems to be that he's either slipped or fallen, or has had like a heart attack and fallen. Oh no! I know, it's so sad.
So who is this guy? I don't know this guy.
He's like a TV doctor, and he's had quite a few different podcasts. I think a bit like the Infinite Monkey Cage and stuff, so sort of like medical themed.
Oh right, okay.
Podcasts.
Oh,
yeah.
no, that's
But
really
apparently
sad.
it did a lot of good for like general health and
Yeah,
stuff. Like he
yeah.
would
Like spread awareness.
spread
Exactly.
awareness, like did a lot, like use his platform to talk about like
Okay.
health
Yeah.
and communities and kids
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
And was your dad a big fan?
Yeah, so he listened to all of his podcasts, and this morning he went, "Oh, that's really upset me," and I went,
Oh no! And then
no."
seeing your dad upset like that's like really upsetting.
Yeah,
I don't think
it
I've ever
was.
seen my dad cry.
No, neither of
I
us.
think I'd die
Yeah.
down dead if I saw my dad cry.
I don't think I
What,
could actually
really?
physically cope.
Like he's like, I would say my dad's like a good, for a guy who was like brought up East End and like all
Yeah.
this sort of stuff, like really hard life. My dad's like a really good like dad and like
Yeah.
really in touch with his emotions and
Yeah.
really articulate. Have I ever seen that man cry? Never.
You need
like,
to take him to It's a Wonderful Life at the GFT. Because me and my dad do that, and I tell you, it gets him every time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through.
Yeah,
I've seen like bits.
We'll do a field trip this
No,
year.
that'll be nice.
We'll do a
Yeah,
field
that
trip
would be
and then
cute,
that'll be the
actually.
Christmas podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Just us crying into microphones, being like, "It's so beautiful." Amy, what were you crying about this week?
I wasn't crying, but I've like officially finished uni. So I'm done for good.
You've got your grad ball tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Grad ball tomorrow, graduation in July.
Such a child. She's a little baby. Just a baby.
No, finished for good now.
I know why you're
Grad-
sad about it.
Why?
Because SAS no more.
No, that's real sad. I got my last payment of SAS this Friday. That maybe if I think about that too much, I might cry.
That is devastating, actually.
Yeah, I'll put it in the savings, then it will be gone by the month. Then
For our international listeners, if we have any,
International listener. And
SAS
some
was
saying
like-
Kirkcaldy just now listening. Like, it's
so you classify Kirkcaldy as international?
fucking far away.
SAS is
Student loan.
Student loan.
What does SAS stand for?
Scottish adding
Association Afri
Student
money.
You look like you're on the cusp.
Scottish student. Oh,
The
I
cusp.
know it because I can remember applying for it.
We all did. But none of us going to remember.
Got it. See, because I think it was like because I was still living at home or something like that.
No,
I didn't
you
qualify.
know it's
Get a
going up. You know what
bursary.
it's going up to? I left at the wrong time. $850 a month.
Oh, that would be cool.
Not £850.
No,
Yeah, wait.
850.
That's beautiful.
So that's why I've been.
I think I got about 500 and something a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of my pals. My pal got a student loan, and at the time she was like, "Oh, it's asking for like a referee, like a reference.
Oh, yeah.
Can I put your name down?" And I went, "Yeah." I think she's still paying back.
Do you
that
know
student
what that
loan.
means?
Yeah, it means if she defaults, they come to me, which I didn't fucking know when I was 17. Like I was like, "Aye, on you go." Like so, Amy Mulgrew, please pay your fucking student loan, please. Yeah, guys. So
Why you said this week?
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, I thought you were going to move on. I was
No,
like,
no.
what, the bus?
I cried in the toilet in work. this
again?
week. But the thing that really makes me laugh is because of this podcast and this show and everything like that. Anytime I cry, it's fucking content. So I will. I'm actually like, this will be great for Instagram. I'll take a picture of it right now. Like honestly, but it was just one of those things. Like I think I said in the last podcast that like nobody talks to me, and I'm like, I think it's very Edinburgh. And I was talking to my mum about this, where like I don't think they're sitting there going, "Oh, she doesn't talk," or like anything like that.
Yeah. They're just
Because
getting
like when I do ask a question, everybody's nice and chat away, but like there's no like, what you having for lunch, or did you have a nice week? Just the shite office chat. There's absolutely none of that.
How can you not get through your day with that? But why
honestly,
if you're going to work for that,
yeah. Then they all talk to each other, and I get like, so they're like, it's like contract work, so like they're all year round, and then obviously every year there's like new people that come in, so they might just be a bit like, oh, here's another like group of people that we won't know next year, or blah blah blah. But it's all just a bit weird. And so I was like, right, okay, that like sort of came in and was like, right, it's fine, I'll just put my headphones in, I'll just work. And then all of a sudden there was a fucking Teams call. I think Teams calls should be banned from the universe. So it was like, my manager was in Glasgow, so we had to have it like online, but everybody else was in the office, and we all sat next to each other on individual desks. I was like, I want to kill myself.
Everyone
this is
gathered
so
around the same
awkward.
laptop, eh?
Honestly, I was like, and I started to go like, you know what I mean? Like when you're like a teenager and you go like, I want out of something, I'll just pretend I'm sick. Or like, I don't want to be at this sleepover anymore.
So that period is sorry. I need to go to the toilet.
Like I've phoned my mum's coming to pick me up. Like honestly, I just got that way where I was like, how did I get it? And they started talking about stuff that like, it turns out all the stuff they were talking about had nothing to do with me, but no one specified that. So then I'm sitting there going, the what? The thing? And I literally was like, oh my God. And so then it finished, and I was like, I'm going to cry. And then so I went to the toilet, and I was just a bit like, okay, calm down. And I think I went to like bend down for something, and then the tears then came out of my eyes, and I was like, no. Like I was like, this kind of
Corporate
tears
girl
are
cry.
just falling
like, don't hit my fake tan.
Just hitting the floor.
That's me.
Like, I've just done my tan.
So you'll be like, okay, it's fine.
I also don't think the camera can see you do that.
For
you
the
get the
listeners,
impression.
I know.
She just leant forward. That's all she did.
But literally, I had to cry, and I was like, right, okay. And then like my boyfriend then texts me, being like, oh, how's your day? And I was like, lol, crying in the toilet right now. He then went to he tried to phone me, and I was like, no. Because if I then start talking about this, like,
It makes
I'm
it worse.
done.
Floodgates open.
So I literally had to be like, do not phone me, like, leave me alone,
Just
sir.
push everything back down.
And then sort of like got myself together, and I was really fucking proud of myself, because then I literally went like, okay, went back upstairs and scheduled a meeting with like the one lassie that talks to me, and was like, hi, I'm going to fire questions at you for the next hour because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then it turns out neither does she, neither does anybody.
Great.
Okay,
Like, I
great.
was like, where's that? She was like, it doesn't exist. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Like, so it's one of those ones like, no one's telling me stuff because they don't know, but then nobody's telling me that they don't know.
Yeah.
But honestly,
and why is no one looking for these answers?
like I'm just like, what? It's just that corporate wank bullshit where it's like, oh, actually, you have to escalate that to Danny in accounting, and you have to, and you've came to the wrong pair. Actually, that's not my job. That's someone else. Can we just fucking do the thing? Honestly, I've been so frustrated.
Yeah.
But it's fine. We're getting better. I've put my big girl pants on.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
I
But
do think-
did I have to cry in the toilet? Yes.
Starting any new job, you come in and you go, who's this? Who's that? Who do I send that to? Who's in charge of this? Who's in charge of that? And it's a horrible feeling because you go, I sound like I'm being so dumb and asking all these questions, but it's just, you don't know.
But
And
I think like from like working like fucking bar jobs and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like I'm going like, see, when I say to someone, like ask the stupid questions, I mean it. I'm like, I'm not going to get annoyed. Ask as many stupid questions as
That's
you
like
want,
me as well,
all this sort of stuff. But then I think like all of a sudden when you're sort of translated into like what's a like adult job,
Yeah, a big girl job.
then
It is, you feel daft asking the question. You know what I mean? Yeah.
or that it's about like, no, you have to ask Sandra about that, and I'm like, who is Sandra?
Yeah.
Wave at me. And I was just shouting in the office. I know. But yeah, so I did take a picture afterwards and send it to all my pals and was like, I've just cried.
Oh, did you? Oh, did you?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
It's in our
It's in the
chat.
group
Is it in?
chat.
Okay. I didn't know you. Did you not just text it again? I thought you just said cried in the toilet again.
No, there was
No,
a
I sent you the
There
picture.
was photographic evidence.
I'm gonna
I
look
was
it
like,
up
in a
right
mirror,
now.
there was a peace sign. It was definitely me because there was a peace sign. So one of
looking
the
it up
many
right now
millennial
for the
things that I do is just this in every photo. Like, anyway, so we'll get. Are you like live?
I'm
Googling at the
I'm
moment?
just gonna check.
You checking?
Just checking.
Will I come back to you?
Right, okay,
You can see
now
that our friendship group is built on trust.
Is it because I sent it to all my pals and she's like, am I no a pal?
Am I
Like,
no pal? No, but do you know what it is? I misunderstood what you meant by crying photo. I thought you took a picture of you crying and sent it to all your friends.
It was like the sort of aftermath of the crying.
It was a post crying picture.
Yeah. It was like, okay, I've had the cry now. Let's go schedule some meetings.
Got you.
Yeah.
Which is, here we are.
Yeah. Anyway, so this week's theme is going to be, I'm like, why can't I remember? So we are looking at our teenage years this evening. Amy, that was like last year.
No, actually, that was 3 years ago.
I was going to say it's definitely not 4.
Well, if I was 19, 3 years ago.
I still feel like a teenager, to be honest.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm just fucking about.
You make me feel like I'm living a teenage
I just want to see how much of the song that you actually sing.
going to go on for.
Don't ever look back. And that's it.
Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you. Are you classically trained?
That was probably too good. You might get copyright for that. You better be careful with that. That was so good.
Producer Paul?
I know. Does it not need to be like you won't get copyrighted if it's like a spoof of something? Like, so it needs to be.
What are you trying to say?
No, but it's like it needs to be a level of stupid to not get copyrighted.
Yeah.
So you won't get copyrighted.
Yeah,
that's
right.
fine.
Yeah. Can I get dafter than that?
Yes. So, what type of teen were you guys? What sort of groups were you in?
I was in the kind of mid.
Mid? Basic.
Not basic, but like mid. Like no one hated us, no one particularly loved us. We're just floating on by.
What would you say you were like?
I was like drama
Indie.
kids.
Oh,
I
drama
was quite
kids.
indie. I was quite indie.
Yeah.
I think Theatre Kids, one that doesn't really come up much, but that
No.
was so me.
I was quite like I wore like my brother's old Harrington, a big long skirt. I probably looked like a fucking
What, like
nun.
a maxi skirt?
No, not as cool as that. like a pleated long skirt, but with dogs. I think when I look back, it probably worked, but like I'd
Is
walk
this
down
to
the corridors.
school? Like your
Yeah.
uniform?
Yeah.
Do you mean like a kilt?
No.
A long kilt?
I didn't go to that kind of school.
I mean, a Catholic school.
yeah, Catholic school, but
You have a kilt?
No, like I would walk down the corridors with like a big, heavy backpack because I'd have like, and I'd look like a turtle.
Were you
My brother
always
used
like
to
got
say
a
I'd look-
club to go to?
Oh, I loved
yeah,
a
I'd have like
club.
I had like jazz band.
Yeah.
Jazz band?
Yeah.
What did you play in jazz band?
The drums.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were
I
going
was
to be
the
like
drummer.
the trumpet or something.
No, I was the drummer and I sang as well. And what else did I? Yeah, there was a lot. I was the kind of kid who would like go to the music rooms and eat on the piano with their pal.
Yeah, we always hung about in like the art
I was in the
classroom
music
or the
rooms.
drama classroom.
Yeah.
But it was actually quite nice. So I still get on with like one of my drama teachers. Of course I do, because I was OG drama kids.
Same.
I know, but does that not mean we're pure losers, that we were pure hanging about with the teachers?
It makes me see, because we're still in that industry though, I feel like it means we've succeeded.
Yeah.
That our teachers are proud of us and go, do you know what, you grew up to be a well-rounded artist in
they
your craft.
liked us.
And
It's
you
not
go,
it's not as if they just like humoured us.
Yeah.
But I went back to like see her for, I think it was to talk about Sad Girls Club, because I was like, I think this is something that like
Schools
your
and stuff.
higher girls
Yeah.
should come see. But anyway, and I was there and literally like I sat for fucking like 4 periods in her class, and then literally every time a new batch of kids came in, she was like, "This is Hannah, she's class," like, and then she'd be like, "Right, I'm actually going to nip for a coffee. You got this?" And I was like, I feel like this is so illegal. Like I should not be. I didn't sign in or in. I pretty much broke in because I remembered. If you go around the back of our school, there's like a gym door that doesn't lock. And it's been like that for 10 years. And literally, like, I could have been anyone.
Yeah.
And I literally just wandered and was like, "Hi," she was very cool. "Do you want coffee? Come in." But the thing that I really liked was that, so we used to go and sit in her class, like in our free periods and stuff like that. And she's still got that. Like, she's still, every
Got
year,
that
she's
group.
got like a wave of kids that like,
That's nice.
that's where they come
That
sit.
space is like so important to people as well.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's the whole reason I stayed until 6th year. Like, I couldn't pass a fucking exam to save myself. Like, even with like I had to take my exams in the learning support unit, and like with a laptop with extra time, still couldn't fucking pass them. Like,
I was quite good. I was quite smart.
no, I couldn't.
So it all
I
went
just
downhill
couldn't.
from there, and I couldn't tell you were fucking Francis. But like seriously, I was good in school.
But I think like drama and art, they were the only reason that I stayed. The school show at the end of the year was the only reason that I stayed.
Yes, that was me, and then COVID hit.
Oh, that's so
No, but
sad.
I'm so glad it did, because I was meant to be playing Annie.
Like Little Orphan Annie.
No, I was. Think of how small I am now. Never mind. Like,
But
well,
that's such a weird one for a high school to do.
yeah. And then my best pal
Yeah.
Juliana was meant to be the. Is it
Daddy Warbucks.
I was going to say Daddy. I was like, I said
Right, so I'm actually with my students just now doing a production of Annie, and I wanted to put in the
Well, if
line,
anyone drops out,
and they're the appropriate age,
A pure ringer.
but in the final line is obviously, I love you, Annie, and she goes, I love you too, and I'm like, no, she says, I love you, Daddy Warbucks. And my boss is like,
Does she?
no, Emma, we're not putting that line
We're
in."
not
I'm
saying
like,
Daddy.
Why? And she's like, we're not saying it. And I was like, but it says it in the movie as a classic line. And she's like, nope.
well, there's a lot of classic movies that maybe.
Maybe you shouldn't say that anymore. Me and my friends do, I don't know where it's came from. I think it's like if anybody pays for something for you, like as if they're your sugar daddy. And so then we'll go like, thank you, daddy. And then it's now started to like slowly creep into like life accidentally. So it's like someone you don't know will like hand you something. And I'll be like, thanks, daddy. I'm like, no, Hannah, no. Like,
Not just
What
like
were you like in school? Were you like? I feel like you were
yeah, I can't
popular
think
and
what you
smart.
would have been like.
I was not. No, I was
Really?
very mid.
Yeah.
Very like you. I was clever. I'm not gonna lie. I was good at
Yeah.
exams, but I
Humble brag.
humble brag. But I was good at like English, like social sciences, but maths or science couldn't do to save myself.
Oh no.
I didn't understand, couldn't do any of like the equations, the formulas, and then I went, well, I can't do this. There's no point trying, so I just went, I'm not going to do it. And everyone went, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry. Go back down to English and read a book.
I was really lucky. Like my mum and dad weren't. I think they just knew. I think they maybe like knew what child they had.
Yeah.
And they were just like, you don't have like, you know what we like. We're aiming for good things. We want you to have a good thing. But my dad really was like, see if you want to drop out now and go work in a shop for 2 years and figure some stuff out.
I think that's
Great.
the thing, though. I think as long as parents are like, you can leave school, but you got to work.
Yeah.
Like it's as long as you try your best, that's all we ask. But I think that's the important thing. It's not letting your kids leave school and then just be like
Having a
quote unquote waster.
Yeah.
Being like, if you want to leave, that's fine, but you got to do something.
Well, that's it.
You gotta do
Charlie,
something.
my nephew, left in 4th year and he's now like he's got like an apprentice thing that's like a part
Graph.
college. But it's honestly maybe the best thing that's happened to him.
Yeah.
Like he takes everything really seriously. He's got a car to get him to work. Like he's all of a sudden like he's went from this like honestly maybe a year ago was like that boy that wouldn't come out his room and had his hood up and was
Yeah.
like, oh you're right, like you know
Yeah.
wouldn't look anybody in the eye, and now all of a sudden he's like a person.
Yeah.
And
I feel
it's
like
really weird.
It's also a shame with that though, because like school isn't catered to everyone, so then people don't get to finish school and they miss out on like little things like
Is that a wine you're opening? Sorry.
This is a strawberry daiquiri that a woman gave me on the train.
Oh.
So
What?
it was a girl and her mum. They were going to Girls Aloud, and
Oh yeah.
we got talking about Taylor Swift. And then the mum offered it to the daughter and was like, oh, do you want that strawberry daiquiri? And the girl was like, oh no, I'm fine. So she gave it to me.
Oh,
It
nice.
was so cute. So yeah, I'm having a strawberry
I know,
daiquiri.
sorry, I just was like, what the fuck is that? Sorry to
Produced
interrupt
from my
you.
back.
I know.
I'm having a wine. You're on the Red Bulls, ladies.
I know, my Red
I'm
Bull
on the
looks like
Red Bull.
absolute piss in this glass, but
Piss water.
needs must. I've had a heavy. I feel like I'm just hungover every time we do this podcast.
Well,
but
yeah.
Maybe I need to look at my life choices.
take a look at
I know, Pierre. Actually, this is my intervention.
Yeah.
I'll
this
finish
is
my point though. My point was
Sorry.
that school isn't for everyone, but I feel like it's that way that people say school isn't for everyone, but like it should be.
No,
I guess school's fault
I
for
really
that.
felt like that where I was like a really like clever, articulate kid that just couldn't quite get
Yeah.
the sort of mainstream bit of it of like this is how you pass an exam, and I just couldn't figure it out. And it's the fucking dyslexia didn't help, but I was articulate. I showed up on time. Like, you know, I'd be like, maybe would forget my homework. Like, I never wore uniform. That was a whole thing. The uniform code was like a suggestion.
Yes.
But it wasn't like all the other girls, like not all the other girls, but all the other kids were like, I'm not like the other girl. I was like, no, that's not what we're doing. But it was like, it was a lot of like, you have to wear your tie, and people would be like, fuck off, don't want to wear my tie, or
wear it around my head.
Your skirt's too short or whatever. I was doing stuff like wearing bowler hats to school. Yes. But I was like, but it matches the uniform.
It's black.
Did you have a skater skirt?
I had
I had a skater skirt.
They had like a wee black band that went around your waist, and then they puffed out a wee bit.
Well, it's because like everything was so, it was like very much like, I thought I was like Agnes Dean. Do you remember her?
Yes.
You don't know who she is. You'd love her.
She is.
And she was like
beautiful.
a really androgynous model.
Hang on, I'll go.
And she had like bleach blonde hair and big black eyebrows. Agnes Dean, Alexa Chung.
Yes. Alexa Chung.
Anybody that was on T4, I was like, I'm going to be this person.
Right.
And so I sort of, and I think it was like one day I was obsessed with Topshop. So I bought like my school skirt in Topshop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I fucking loved her.
Cool.
But I bought my school shirt and my school skirt from Topshop, so it was like sort of a school skirt.
I got all of my stuff from Topshop as well. But it was also so expensive.
Yeah, but it's like you bought like one, like with all the money you had, and then that's what you wore every single day.
Yes.
But I think I got so many compliments on that skirt, and then like changed my hair, and I was like, this is going to become my whole personality now. And like stuff like I walked around with like, you know, those huge art folders that like all the houses had.
Yeah.
I had nothing fucking in it.
That was your school bag.
I didn't have art that
sandwiches
day,
in it.
honestly, but I'd just be like, main character energy. Like, I'm just gonna. I think I did that. It was like it was really hard. And now, all looking back, I'm like, I was so fucking neurodiverse. But it was like, you know, I'd be like,
I was so spicy brained when I was younger.
I couldn't figure out the code to hang about with the cool girls, and it was like my friends were hanging about with and the cool girls were like the Neddy girls, and so all a bit scary.
But before this is a point. See the scary girls, then you'd sit next to them. I was talking to my friend about this the other day. You'd sit next to them in one class, and they'd be like your best mate, and then you'd get a bit of street cred because like they liked you, like you helped them.
I was almost in because like my best pal Amy started hanging about with them, and then that's how she met like my other best pal Emily, who I'm now like maid of honour for and stuff like that. But they were sort of like not Neddy, but Neddy enough that they could get in, but I was just like couldn't quite figure it out, and because I was obsessed with like Topshop and like all this sort of fashiony stuff, I'd wear that to school, and then they'd be like, "Have you got black nail polish on? Are you a fucking goth?" I got that all the time, and I'd be like, "No, I just thought like pure Alexa Chung's wearing like black nail polish, it's cool now," and they'd be like, "No, you're a fucking goth." And then because I sort of really, and they were really mean to me, and I cried a lot, and then so like I had one of those horrible sleepover experiences where I got invited to the sleepover to be made fun of and stuff.
Oh no!
Yeah,
really?
Like I thought, oh my god, I remember like I wrote it all down. It was pure trauma, but it was like I remember it was summer and I got a phone call. This is not where I thought this conversation was. I will come and ask you what you were like in high school, but I'll tell this first. I got a phone call during summer from this, I'm like, can I say her name? I don't know. From this girl from my high school, and it was her, and I wasn't really friends with her, but she was like, "Hi, it's my birthday, like tomorrow, do you want to come to the sleepover?" And I was like, oh my god, like, yeah, I do.
Trying to be like, I'll check
I'll check my schedule. I was like, Mom, I'm going to a sleepover. But I then like did it. So she just told me it was a sleepover. So I was like, right, okay. And I remember I went with like, I think my hair was fucking wet and like in a bobble and stuff like that. And because I just showed up with my jammies and was like, and then they were all pure dressed up. Our mum had got like a limo to take us around the block or whatever. Oh God. But they were all in like, it was when all the Illuminous stuff was in Primark. Everybody was wearing those Illuminous like pearls. The beads. Yeah. And
I did have
I was like, I know, but I was like, I didn't know this was going to be it. So I was like, oh, right, okay. And then they'd like somehow got somebody to like jump in for them to like get like drink. And so our mum went away, and then it was like sleepover, and they were all drinking, but I was a bit like, not quite interested by that point. So I was like, oh, right, okay, I'll try it. And it was almost like they were then started to like pretend to be drunk to get away with like, and it was like they kept being like, you should go to sleep now, Hannah. Like, you should go to sleep.
Oh, yuck.
And then like, so nothing actually happened, but I quickly realised.
Why invite you, but
Well, it was pretty much about like.
Girls, honestly, that's like psychological warfare.
No, I think it is.
Evil.
It's the.
We should honestly put in like Guantanamo Bay, here's a group of 17-year-old girls that all hate you, and they're all just going to be like, well, that would
that
really
what
break
you're
anyone.
raving? Oh.
Yeah.
But honestly, I got like, so it was pure traumatic, hated it, cried for days after it.
No.
And then like, I'd sort of realised I was like, right, so I can't fit there, so I'll just go be the biggest fucking weirdo I want to be.
Fair.
And literally, and then that's what I like cut off all my hair, dyed it crazy colours, dressed the way I wanted to dress. And don't get me wrong, I took it far too far some days. But it was like, literally, I went like, I can't figure this out, but I can sort of do this, so I'll go do that. And then that's how I got into like drama, art, everything. I was always that sort of kid, but I went like, right, okay, you're calling me a weirdo, I'll just go be a weirdo then.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I was the opposite, where I was always in sort of like limbo. Like I was always trying to be that, but trying to be that, and I just constantly stayed like that, like the whole of high school, just like sort of in the middle,
like friends with everybody, but not like
friends with everyone. But then I like just trying to. I mean, everyone, I think, wants everyone to like them.
oh yeah, that's my whole personality. It's like, please like me.
But yeah, it wasn't until kind of 6th year then I was like, that's fine.
Emma, were you like a prefect?
Everyone's,
I feel like you give prefect vibes.
I was prefect.
Oh my god, that was a complete shot in the dark.
Yeah, I was a prefect. I was not head girl or anything. No.
No.
But I didn't really want to be. There were some like big academic gals in my year who like that was, they wanted to be head girl. They wanted to be. Oh no, it
What
was
school did you go to? Yeah, Matt, you allowed to say that?
I went to Stonelaw High School.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Went to Trinity.
I know.
I don't know where that
You're our
is.
rivals.
I was like, are they your rivals?
That's a non-denominational school to mine.
The Proddy school.
Yeah.
No, you can't say that.
I mean,
You can.
I went to non-denominational schools where we sang Jesus songs, and there was ministers that came in, and we went to church at Easter, and it's like, but this is the non-religious
My school
school.
actually had like a mini church inside it.
Oh,
had
really?
like an altar, and the priest had an office.
Did the why is the priest got an office in a school? It's not
Why is there a
necessary.
priest in a school?
No, that's the whole thing. Was there nuns?
That sounds like a joke.
There was nuns.
No nuns.
One priest and 5 nuns in a school.
Were the nuns
We
scary?
used to have our...
No, we didn't get nuns. We
No,
just had
no nuns?
weird priests.
She's not a dairy girl.
No. Weird,
just had a
weird
priest.
priests. Yeah.
No, so Amy's school was like technically our school's rivals. Like all the Neds would fight.
Oh yeah.
There was sometime-
Spicy Village.
At Spicy Village, which is the. By the way, right?
Is
so
that a
I-
takeaway?
Yeah.
It's just, I row our shops and
Called
sometimes
Spicy Village?
Yeah.
No, there's like an Indian takeaway,
Yeah.
and that's called Spicy Village. So everyone would go there for lunch.
That's
and
a
all
good
the
name
fights
for a
would be
takeaway.
outside, and they would honestly block off like the whole of Burnside Main Street.
Oh, really?
and then everyone. But I just think, God, that was a lot to do in 40 minutes.
It's like, go, go.
Pure running.
You'd
to
literally
have,
go
like,
back into class and they're like, there's a full fight at Spicy Village. And you're like, all right.
Here, girls, like in my school, boys fighting, right, okay, boys fight, but it'd be like a 1-2 punch and then that's it. Jesus Christ. The girls fighting was
Did you have girls fighting?
Oh my God, genuinely
God.
horrifying. There was the hair.
The hair. I remember
the
there was
hair
one where our head teacher actually had to come down because it was that bad, and she compared it to Lord of the Flies. And we at the time were like, what? But it was so I remember I was going to PE, and it was one of those like fights that
PE or P?
PE.
I was going to PE.
I was going to PE. No, it was one of those fights that like had been happening for like a week, but it never actually happened. It was like, I'm going to get you after school. No, the day, but actually my mum's picking me up now. I can't go.
Actually, I've got swimming now.
So then all of a sudden it happened, and I didn't know anything about it because I wasn't cool enough to know. But it was, I then went into like my PE changing room, and there was like 10 times the girls that should have been there, and I was like, oh right, okay. And then I went to like
From different schools.
like,
all
that's
gathered.
what? And then all of a sudden I went to like take my top off, and I realised all of a sudden all these girls had their camera phones out. And then
you're
I was
like,
like,
guys.
I was like, for me.
I'm famous.
You know? But it was literally, it was like from a girl who was in my PE class and like another girl who wanted to fight her. So she got all her pals down, and then one of her pals like barricaded the door so that the teachers couldn't get in, and they absolutely annihilated this girl. And it was like, don't get me wrong, like 40 seconds of fighting, but it was like chunks of hair, everything.
Bloody hell.
It was crazy.
Children scare me. Like teenagers actually. Like
I don't even know what it was about. Like,
but like even nowadays, like I just think that the whole thing, getting your camera phones out and watch, like that's just, and maybe it's just my personality, but that's just not for me. Like,
but that I
don't
now
fight, make love, not war.
I now understand why like my
School motto, make love, not war. I don't know how that would go down in a Catholic school.
I love how you're saying that as if that's like a pure crazy statement to make. You're like, guys, I don't know about you, but I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to rip
I
anybody's
also
tail
didn't
out.
like seeing anyone fight, like physical fight.
No, it's
no,
scared.
It actually scares me, and it's just horrible. It's horrible.
No, but I now understand. Like, you know, at the time, like our teacher being like so horrified. I now like
get
it of her being like, as girls ganging up on each other like that. Like it breaks my heart. Like. And it probably was about a boy, to be honest. Like, it probably was like, she kissed my boyfriend or blah, 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 blah.
Circling round to what Amy had said about, like, you would sometimes in a class sit next to, like, a hard nut and you'd make their pal.
I did that all the time. I used to help them.
Like, one in the Neds, and they would just realise, do you know what? You're quite a sound person.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to be pals outside of here, but you're quite sound. And then I remember there was a fucking boy, who was, like, stirring shit between one of my friends. Mm-hmm. So then this girl who I sat next to was like, oh, he said that she said this or something, I'm going to kick her cunt in. And I was like, listen.
I'm going to kick her cunt in.
And I was like, listen. I was like, and I literally like walked up to her and I was like, listen, she's one of my best friends, going to not fight her because he's just stirring stuff. And I was like dead calm, and she was like a big lassie, like tall, sturdy. And it was just wee me. And I was like, gonna no fight her.
Excuse me, can you not batter my pal, please?
No. And she was like, no, do you know what? Your sound, like, if you say that, that's all right. Then I'll just leave it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good move. I don't think that would have worked at Barry High School.
But that's because we'd made friends with another class.
This is what I was talking to my pal about the other day as well. Was like, you look back on these people now who just like lashed out all the time or mental in school. And I just feel like so sad for them, because I'm like, you are obviously like that for a reason. Like, you've obviously got other shit going on and you're lashing out of school and the school's not supporting you because of shit going on in the house, and it's just this like cycle of stuff. And it's just so sad that like people back then had all that stuff going on and they just came into school and battered folk and people were pure terrifying, and no one was like, are you alright?
Okay?
Like,
what's going on? Like,
We were, I have to give it to my school, the guidance team, if anyone was coming in and or was like constantly late, not turning up in like okay uniform and stuff, they were like on it straight away. And would always like
just
sit
never happened, Bells.
that. No, our school was quite good in that sense.
So good.
I think because our school as well, it was very mixed, so it was like people from all backgrounds.
We had that.
There was
Bannerman was really mixed.
There was like kind of quite like the poorer folk, but then there was folk that was obviously quite well off. So it was very, in that sense, everyone had to kind of be catered for. And some teachers as well were fab, like they were so good. Other teachers, not so much.
Well, see, this is the thing with Bannerman, and like, so my mum and dad like really believe in like non-private schools and all this sort of stuff, and like made a point of being like,
I completely
this is
agree.
a
I
local
don't think
comprehensive, like
the ability to pay shouldn't affect the value of the education.
100%. And
everyone
so it's
should be
almost,
able
but
to
again,
get
it's
the
like
best
if you get a wee
education
bit of money
possible.
and then you pull your kids out, then of course the school's going to get worse and worse, because any kid that you do like is interested in school is going to the fucking private school. So they were like, yes, there is issues with Bannerman. Yes, it is rough, but there is good teachers. Our drama department, we had a full workshop theatre and 4 drama teachers.
Did you have 4?
For the East End of Glasgow is unheard of. And
Our
honestly,
drama after, so I did my standard grade. Oh no, I did intermediate 2 drama, and then after that, so that I was in 16, they cut drama.
I genuinely would have left Stonelaw
I would have
if they
died.
didn't have a drama department.
Your drama department, I went to your school to do advanced higher drama.
Honestly,
there was a girl who moved. East Bank was like the next school down. They didn't have a drama department at all, and she moved in 6 years to come and do because we were doing advanced higher drama in a Glasgow East End school. Like that's unheard of.
So the year below me as well were halfway through doing their intermediate 2, and then there was so there's no teacher, so they had to get.
But for some kids, that's like
in.
a lifeline as
it
well.
It was mine. Like I was like the most bookish, loved English, loved drama. That was like I was really good at it as well. Yeah. And then afterwards, it was also, I was going to do 5 hires, and I know I would have done really well at doing higher drama. And you go, well, that's just taking away like
an option for you.
Yeah. And honestly, I remember I came home and told my mum. She was raging. She was so angry. And she said, I'm going to write in to the school. So she wrote this huge
write
long,
a letter.
She was like, I'm going to write in. And she sent it to like the counsellor and stuff. And they were like, yeah, we can't do anything. And it was
such a shame.
our
Like
drama teacher, who was fabulous, left because she got a better paying job.
Yeah.
And she went, I am
your
hitting...
teachers.
She was like, I am in the school that I was at. She was said that I'm hitting wall after wall after wall. I'm not getting any more money. I'm not getting any more funding. Why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah.
And she went, I don't want to leave, but you do have to weigh up your options and go, well, I'm better moving to this other school.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like what you're saying about a lifeline as well. It's like also some folk are going in for that one teacher.
Exactly.
Like,
like
the thought
that
of
one
going to
teacher
that
that's
class.
got your back.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I had that in my school. So I was like, I was a drama kid, but again, it's kind of similar to Amy. Like I just got along with everyone. I was a girly, like I dressed like a girly girl, but I hung about with the goths. Like my best pals were the goths.
I love seeing pictures of you with some of your pals.
It's so
they
funny.
are like head to toe covered in tattoos, like jet black hair, like goth girls, and then there's like you next to them. Pure hi.
There's literally a picture of me in the cat house, and all my gals are in their goth
I
gear.
can't imagine you in the cat house.
And
That's
I
so
had
funny.
a white bib tube, like tube dress, that like mini, like literally just about covered my arse, and it was white and blue floral, and I was all like sparkling glittery. And
I
was with
would
the
say
goths.
though, the cat house
welcomes everyone.
welcomes everyone.
Welcomes everyone.
So
I've
you
been
could
in the
show
cat
up in your
house
fucking
before. Cat house.
It's so much fun. It's great.
I have like, and it used to be the same with like. I know I was talking about ABC the other day. I will never get over the fact that place burned down. But it was the same, like the fact that I could like rock up straight from work, like in a pair of trainers. Like there was people who were like dressed up to the nines, but it just didn't matter. And it's like I even think I'm going to a fucking TED talk about the cat house, but like I will happily go to. Like, so like my sister's hen do. Me and my sister, very different people. We were in Marbella for her hen do, and we were in Lineker's bar, and like, oh, so it's like, not my place whatsoever. But did I know all the songs that were being played? Did I? And everybody was like, Hannah, you're a pure fake goth. Like that's what they were calling me, because they were like, how do you know this song? And I'm like, because I'm a person in the world.
Yeah.
But I
With ears.
would, okay, but I'm like, I would go to your clubs. You wouldn't come to my
mine,
clubs.
yeah.
When actually the place like. It's a bunch of fucking theatre kids in like in the cat house. Like it's a bunch of like geeky like kids who all like the same music
Literally.
and like all this sort of stuff. They
Literally.
would welcome you in
Yeah.
before. Like, but if I
Yeah.
went to bloody, I don't know, I don't even know
If you
any
went,
other
but
clubs.
if you went
but
to like a Sugar Cube, I don't know if that I'm showing my age
I know,
here.
I'm like,
but
Sugar
like if you
Cube's
went
a
to
bit-
Sugar Cube in like
Sugar
all
Cube?
black.
The karaoke?
no, there
No,
used
no.
to be a club called
Right,
Sugar Cube
right,
as well.
right.
But if you went to Sugar Cube and you weren't wearing like a crop top and a mini skirt, like you weren't getting in. Do you know what I mean? Like if you were dressed in all black or you
those
had
clubs
tattoos.
honestly terrify me. See when people, I was quite like.
Oh, my
mad,
sister's
and I
been like
was-
barred from more.
Yeah.
Like my sister got like pure randomly mistaken for somebody in tunnel and got like a bit of her hair ripped out and all this sort of
Gatsy,
stuff. Like
again, fighting.
so scary.
Oh,
Fighting
I'm like,
everybody.
what?
I never went out in high school, but I remember there being like. I was too scared.
No, it's scary.
Caroline wouldn't let me either.
Mom, can you come pick me up?
Caroline would go in with you.
I know, honestly. So I remember we done advanced higher music, and some of the girls would be like out the night before, and it was just, I don't know, even still like clubs like Manuka and all that, just absolutely terrible.
Oh,
They're
absolutely
talking
not.
about the other day, like talking about tomorrow, like it's my grad ball, and they're like, oh, do you want to go to the Kong rooftop? And I
no.
remember I worked down the stairs next to it, I worked in the social, and oh my fucking God, that area is this.
Yes.
The fact that I survived working at the social for so long.
Like you worked
with
at the
amount of insufferable bastards that went there. I swear to God.
No, 'cause
I was
David
like, I
ends-
literally can't think of anything worse than
David
going
ends
there.
up in Kong all the fucking time because he works for like a bank, and so it's like a really diverse group of people that he hangs about with, and so it's sort of like common denominator bars that they go to, and so he ends up in Kong, and so therefore I've ended up in Kong before, and it's like booth in a bottle, all that, and I'm like, this is
A bottle of Grey
insufferable.
Goose.
Like this is not fun. Don't get me wrong. I found out they've got like an R&B room around the corner, and I'm like,
Right.
this
I'll
is
be
where
there.
I'll be. Thank you. Singing
On
all
your
the
own.
words to smack that. Like, but honestly, I was just like, why? This isn't fun.
So yeah, circling back to like why some teachers can be like a lifeline. When I was in school, I like hung about with the goss, but I went through a tough time as a kid, and it was my teachers in my kind of 4th, 5th, 6th year, like my higher drama, my like music and drama. They were the teachers who like knew about what was going on, and they would just do little things to like make sure you were okay.
Yes.
Aye.
And it's like, if I didn't have that, and if I didn't have my pals in my teenage years, like
you wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be. I genuinely wouldn't be here. Like it's so, like as Amy said, like sometimes it's so sad that school doesn't work for some people. So and there's nothing wrong with going in, you know, as like as Charlie's done, gone off and like started grafting straight away.
Yeah.
But it is in those, I think, in those 5th and 6th years where you really do get to bond with your teachers because they see you more as a human person.
And bond with your year. I think you've all grown up by that point. You've spent like 4 or 5 years with each other.
Yeah.
There's no point in.
By the time you get to 6th year, all the
there's
sort
a nice
of
acceptance.
You're common and me. Let's just get steaming it.
Let's fucking party. Very quickly, what's the angstiest teen thing that you have done? Can you think? I wrote a lot of like deep poetry.
Deep poetry.
Like about like my boyfriend not being like Edward Cullen enough, pretty much. That's maybe the angstiest thing I did.
He just doesn't sparkle.
No.
Why is he not
Have I already said this? I can't remember. I feel like I've said it a lot. Where sorry, Aaron, you were lovely. You were an amazing guy. But I did pretty much break up with him because he didn't love me the way Edward loved Bella.
Away.
Honest, I was just like, he just doesn't.
That's the angstiest teen thing you've done.
Sure.
Not right.
Honestly, I was full twihard. I was in. It was like melancholy. I could quote the director's commentary. I could quote the whole movie, quote the director's commentary, and literally, like, I felt it in my soul.
Hannah.
Like, and I was just like, he's never going to love me that way.
I've not seen Twilight.
Oh my God, it's so
Don't off the back of that.
good.
I remember, maybe not angsty, but I remember watching Twilight and watching Kristen Stewart and being like, yeah, I'm in love with her. And two,
Am I?
and two being like, that is how you act. I remember watching that and being like, that is how you portray emotion. I'm taking drama in school.
Honestly, she's such a good actress. But me and David watched it the other day, and there's so
What
much.
is her face?
It's not even. It's not
What's the
the
thing
face.
about her face? Shut up.
a beautiful face.
She is beautiful, but some of them are fine.
There's
like,
just a lot of.
It's called acting.
yeah, and it'll be.
She's taking her moment, she's taking a breath.
Both of them so breathy. The whole
Or
thing.
she'll be. Oh, I'm different.
me?
Like I put a plaid shirt on.
Different.
Hannah, you do any angsty things? I feel like you would probably be a happy little teenager. You get on with your mum and dad really well.
I do. Yeah. To be fair, I do.
In my house, it was a lot of like, I hate you.
No, I was like
screaming from the top of
I'm
the
going to dad's.
from quite a young age. I went, your parents are actually quite sound.
I know.
And then we just kind of accepted that. That was that. I did. So I was very like you all. I was in all my friends were emos.
Oh,
so,
great.
Very gothy, but they went proper hardcore, so they were going to see like Black Veil Brides, Bring Me the Horizon, and they were like, listen to this song, and it was like, ah, and I went, that's not for me. That's just not for me. So I
That's
would be
all
like,
of the bands
they
David
would
listens
be
to.
like covered in eyeliner, being like, I'm so misunderstood, and I would be like, I'm here as well, and I'm happy to be involved.
I'm having a great time.
And they would always be like, so we're going to see Black Veil Brides. Do you want to come? And I went, oh, well, I could go and I could just, stand at the back and hold the coats. But then I was a bit like, I went, no, I don't. And I think because we had that understanding of, Hannah won't go, but she'll appreciate us going.
Yeah. She wants to be asked,
really
but she will
sweet.
say no.
But we went to All Time Low, You Me at 6, like bands that I was
I've
like,
literally just seen You Me at 6.
I
Like,
would love to go again. I would really like to
this
go.
is our final tour. They're
Oh, is
breaking up
it?
after this. Yeah.
So you've missed your chance.
I know.
I have seen them twice.
Yeah.
Twice, because they supported 30 Seconds to Mars, and then I saw them.
She's pure whipping out all the
Yeah.
heavy hitters here. Don't pretend you're not an emo for life, man.
Emo for life, yeah. So yeah, that was probably the angst.
That's pretty angsty. Any angsty from you?
Yes.
So much angst.
So much angst. If
You,
I
like,
was going
scream at
through
your
a
mum and
hard
dad
time
from the top of the stairs?
No, not even that. Like I think I was more of a quiet angster.
Oh,
So like if I was having like if a boy broke my heart or if like girls had upset me, I would just find a song that I could relate to,
yeah.
and I'd like sing it in my room and I'd cry.
Yeah, I had a real big 1975 phase.
yeah, so did I.
And just singing.
I remember moving house. And it was when we were like getting getting our council house and we had to move it to private renting, and I remember listening to She Lays Down by 1975, which is about postnatal depression.
Oh.
And I was sitting in my
You're
room
like, I really feel
and I
this,
listened
actually.
to it and I just cried saying goodbye to my room. I was like pure, it's literally about Denise Welsh?
Denise Welsh.
Having postnatal depression.
I'm picturing you like in a music video, like touching the walls.
That's
Like
like
that
babbling out the window.
Yeah,
like,
if I was
think I was
emotional, that's what I would do.
actually-
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
man.
There's
Like,
a lot of like car journeys where like me with my good iPod shuffle on.
I love an iPod shuffle. Do you
Look
have
at
the
the
tiny
tiny
one? Oh no, I had the tiny wee square one.
It was me listening to Green Day out the window.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I
funny.
feel this song. So that was
What,
my
like
angst.
Wake Me Up When September Ends. Like,
Oh.
so sad.
Amy, you've got a Woman of the Week for us, but first you need to do your theme tune. Can
Yeah,
you remember your theme tune?
Shit. Oh, just make up a new one.
I
Give me
know.
a theme. Give me like, well, I do emo
Oh, yeah,
theme
do
tune.
emo
Do
theme
like the
tune.
Twilight song. You know the Twilight.
I'll go emo.
Woman of the Week. Woman of the Week. Hardcore two-step next to it.
Women of the Week this week is
Is that it?
yeah,
Just scream off.
Chapel Road.
H-O-T-T-O-G.
Amy.
I'm too dyslexic
I
to
have
do
a
it.
slight confession.
What?
I don't know who she is.
Oh, she's fucking class.
Well, if you
didn't
don't know
Google
her, get to
because
know
I
her.
thought
She's
it'll be a nice
somehow made
surprise.
an
She's an
even
absolute
gayer
icon.
YMCA. It is so
Yeah.
good.
So we've loved her since when did Lottie come back from London? Like January? I don't know. We've loved her since
Into your mind's palace there.
Yeah.
Like,
So my pal Lottie introduced us to us ages ago, and now she's kind of really popping off. But we managed to get tickets for her like before she started
so jealous.
popping on. Get it up, Weasel. But she's amazing. She's queer. She's bringing new. She
pretty much does drag.
her act
so
is so
good.
inspired by drag. But I was having a conversation the other day about how the clubs are dying, like club music is dying, and like people don't want to go to the clubs because the music is fucking shit. Whereas I feel like her and people like kind of Charlie XCX and stuff are really bringing
so
back
good.
music. Club music especially, and when she tours, she practically gets the local drag queens from that area to be her like support acts.
Oh, fantastic.
So she
Cool.
doesn't tour with anyone, it's just like the people there. And she also she gets like fans to make wristbands, and then she sells them for like £10 at her stalls, and all the money is going to Gaza now. So it's about using her platform too as well, I guess. Yeah, so she's just an absolute legend.
Well, it's like she's not using the queer community as like a gimmick. A gimmick. That's
No,
what I was
no,
gonna say.
she's-
No, that's what I mean. And it's
Yeah.
like she's going like, right, okay, I'm maybe doing this drag thing, but there's a history here.
Yeah, and it's, like,
because she's not
respecting
not like not doing gendered drag, but she's literally like everything's
Yeah.
a performance and everything.
Yes.
It's like high art almost, and it's so good.
Yeah, it
And
was
the
like
songs are
her-
fucking catchy.
Yes, the songs are.
So Emma, you'll love it. Maybe we could do it at kids' birthday parties, where so the song it's called Hot to Go.
Yeah.
But she gets the audience to go like
H-O-T-T-O-G-O. You can take me high
How does it?
to get your number. So good.
T-T-O.
Oh.
I'm too autistic.
No, I was like so dyslexic. The G puts me off every
Yeah,
time.
I get it
like-
wrong each side, but that's the woman of the week.
David's going to love
Chapel
this.
Roan,
David's
I know.
going to be like,
That
it's
one's
all
for
about
you,
emos.
David.
I know. Amazing.
Miss Chapel
Well,
Roan.
guys, this has been amazing. Thank you for coming and reminiscing about teen angst with me today.
I feel like we should say a prayer. That's how I always ended
Say it.
a school day.
Oh, right, I was feeling what? Like,
Did you see? Really?
Oh,
The Lord's
morning,
Prayer?
lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Morning, lunch, and end of the day.
What did do the prayer?
We used to do it in primary. It was like, Lord, we are thankful for this day.
Not in like a wee song.
No.
Lord, we're so thankful.
Hey, Joe.